Hey guys, I'm Chandler Riggs and you're on FR Conventions. Honestly, I mean, it was the most incredible experience ever. I mean, fortunately, the show, it was a very gradual, build of popularity. It wasn't just like bam overnight, like swarmed with people, I used to go to conventions almost 15 years ago and, I would get maybe like 20 people coming by the booth that like just have maybe heard of the show or, maybe seen like an episode here or there. So, to go from that to now where it's like 15 years later, I've been off the show for 7 years and still so many people come in and just love the character and love the cast and love the show. It's just, it's incredible. It's so cool. I think actually, like, at least growing up on set, like the crew, they were really like just the cast of course is so amazing, but it's the cast and the crew that like really helped, just helped teach me everything that, because I'd done, some other movies and smaller roles and stuff before, but this was obviously my first big thing, and to get to just be on that set for so long and absorb so much knowledge of storytelling and how to just be a good person to work with, and it was all just like the best environment to take in all of that information. And on the other side of it, of like coming to conventions and dealing with fans and everything, I think like I was fortunate enough to have grown up around fans and like just been getting that constant like just appreciation for the work and able to give that appreciation back by coming to these things, and it's all been so great, and it's all been like so great to learn for everyone. It was so amazing. Andy was the best role model, best #1 on like the show that we could have possibly had. Like I really think that the show was as good as it was is partly because of how just amazing of a person he is. Like the energy that he brought to set was so, it just inspired everyone around him, the whole cast and crew as well, to just like put in just 110% of their energy and effort, and he was so great. I mean, he knew every single word of the script that we were shooting for the whole week. Like he knew all the specific words of the stage direction. He knew everyone else's lines. Like he knew everything like down to a T, and it was just like the best person to learn from, and the best acting and scene partner that I could have ever asked for. It was great. Oh man, I mean, I think there's that moment in season 3 when he has to kill his mom, obviously, but there's a moment at the end of season 3 where he encounters a kid in the woods from the group, the Woodbury group, who are like currently attacking the prison, and Carl runs into him and he's like surrendering, but Carl shoots him anyways. And I think that's like absolutely the turning point of like Carl could absolutely start going down like a villain route for sure, of someone who's just like losing that separation of, just that humanity just being severed, but fortunately Rick kind of like turned things around and, helped out a lot. But I think that was absolutely like at a crossroads of like, at that point, he really could start going down like a really dark path. Yeah, it was really sad. It was, it was a really long sequence to try to shoot and just so much crying, but it was just like not a fun sequence to have to shoot. And I remember being packed into that small like cell that we were in, and it was just like me and Lauren and Sarah, and of course camera guys and everything else, but they were really great about just giving us like space and you know, not being loud when like in between setups, and really just like being on top of it and just giving us an environment where we can give the level of performance that was needed for that scene. And it I mean, it shows on screen. You know, it's a really sad sequence. Well, the hardest part about that was having no more depth perception and no more like peripheral vision, because yeah, trying to walk around on set when like everything is in 2D and you can't see out of, you know, there's a whole, you know, good amount of vision that you lose, was absolutely a very weird adjustment to make. And also to act with one eye as well was like, because it's a big chunk of your face that's covered, and so any expression that you make with this like part of your face it means nothing. Like no one can actually see it or understand like what's happening. So I had to really like contain everything else to like this part of my face, which was an interesting challenge. But yeah, it was not fun to have to deal with that eye patch. Like every time I wanted to like push it up between takes or something, or take it off for lunch or whatever, it was always a process of like, okay, we gotta put this thing on, I gotta pull my hair out and like over the bandage so it looks all nice, and it's like, it was a whole thing. So yeah, it was not fun to deal with. Oh man, so great. Yeah, Jeffrey Morgan is really one of the most incredible actors out there. He's just like, he's so talented and so hardworking, and was so perfect for the role of Negan. Like just nailed that like, just like, man, infectious and attractive charisma, you know, in a way that's like, just makes you just like, really just like, oh, this guy is on another level, you know? And he has that in real life too. That's just like, just has that air about him that's just easygoing and is, but at the same time, like you see his talent and the energy that he pours into these roles, and it's just it's such a joy to get to work with him. It's such a blast. It's great. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was sad. It was a very. It was the last day was really sad, but you know, it's I'm ultimately like, if I always said that if Carl were, you know, I get asked on panels like, if Carl were to die, how would you want it? I'm like, you know what? I want like gunfire, explosions, like, you know, all the cool badass things. And in the last episode, you know, he saves all of Alexandria, so he saves the day, and there's gunfire and explosions because the Saviors are attacking. So I got all I wanted out of Carl's death, and it's and he left like such a long-lasting legacy. Like, he's still mentioned today in, you know, in The Ones Who Live and the spinoff. Like, he gets brought up, so it's like just so cool to just have that character have that lasting impact. Yeah, I would love to. If it's all about it making sense for, you know, it would be to serve another character's story, you know, and so if it makes sense to come back as a flashback in some other character's story, then yeah, I'm all for it.